that puffy, tired face you see in the mirror, TikTok is blaming cortisol. But is that what it is, or are they just trying to sell us something? Today, we're going to get into it.
Oh boy, here we go with the TikTok stuff.
I'm on my kick because I feel like so many people get their life's mantras and how they're going to live their life based off of random shit they see on
I know.
TikTok.
They always like use TikTok like it's a chat GPT or it has all the answers. It's such bullshit. It's fake.
Yeah.
Like, stop listening to people on TikTok. They don't know what they're talking about.
And it's kind of annoying.
They're trying to sell you something. Remember this. When they're promoting something to you guys and trying to give you an answer to something, they're usually, click my link, hit this, hit that.
Well, that's what we're going to get into. But before we do, welcome back to another episode, you guys. Candidly with Coffee. We are here, locked and loaded and ready to debunk the crap that we hear and to make sure that you guys don't fall for it. So thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. We really appreciate the support. Make sure you follow us over on our candidly_with_coffee Instagram. And if you listen to this show and you have not left us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, we really would appreciate that. Also, comment on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, we'd love to interact with you in the comments and appreciate all your support. We read every single comment. I try to reply to every single comment. I get a little behind sometimes, but...
Call her ass out if she don't reply, you guys.
Yeah, so how's it going?
Going. Feel good.
Oh, you got your new shoes on.
Got my new shoes. I feel rested.
Good.
By the time they hear this, we had a little earthquake. Kind of woke me up in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah, so you
shook the bed. I thought the exorcist entered the room.
You know what was worse was the stupid alarm that went off on my phone. The emergency beep, and then it said to drop and cover.
Yeah, like do you understand, sir, that we're sleeping?
Yeah.
Drop, roll, and cover.
Yeah,
like we're kids.
That's stop, drop, and roll. That's fires.
That's fires. They used to go us under well, I grew up in San Francisco. They had us always go under the tables as kids.
Or you're supposed to go into the door jamb.
Door jam, yes. That's correct.
You know, for us, it's like not that big of a deal because we grew up in California. But if like people out of California, like if they're visiting, like people, if there were people here last night because there's visitors of spring break, they would have been, I bet you a lot of people were petrified because they think it's like the end of the world.
Yeah, they do. All it is the plates in the ocean. I believe they're called tectonic plates. They just shift in the ocean, which causes earthquakes. That's all it is. I did my research on it, what will cause earthquakes. And they just tend to shift more in California than other places, so we get them. So for us, it's like nothing. Yeah, the fault lines. For us, it's nothing.
To me, I personally think that earthquakes are not that big a deal compared to other places that have like hurricane season every winter.
Yeah.
Like a
Florida,
tornado season.
Tornadoes, dangerous.
That stuff freaks me out more. But see, again, it's because I'm used to earthquakes and like they're used to their weather. So I guess it's all relative.
Yeah. I mean, can earthquakes do some damage? I think that was rated at 5 point something.
5.1.
Okay. So it's a little bit of a teaser, but if you start going 7 and up, 8 and up, then you're
like the quake of 89 that we experienced.
And that still isn't that bad. You go to these like third world countries that get like 9.0 and up, it does
it's catastrophic.
Yeah, it's catastrophic because their buildings can't handle it. They're not equipped. Our buildings can handle it. We're equipped. Our infrastructure.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
The more movement you feel, the better, actually, because it means your building is moving.
Yeah.
And not like that, like a concrete building just.
Oh, they crumble pieces.
Yeah.
That's what happens. They're working. They crumble pieces, and a lot of people die, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I've been getting in like all my appointments while we've been here this week. I have to give a shout out because I got my brows laminated. That was too funny because, you guys, I got a tint and a lamination on my brows. I normally do microblading. But microblading is annoying because the ink fades so fast and it kind of turns a grayish blue, and they only really look good for a while. So I had my cousin's daughter she's an esthetician, and so I booked an appointment with her, and we did a tint and a lamination, and I really love it. But at first, the day that I went, I got like a dermal planing and everything, so I had no makeup on, and they were super dark the first day. They're still a little dark. They're going to fade a little bit more, but they were super dark. And I walked in, and you should have seen the look on Mike's face when he saw me with he's all, what is wrong with your eyebrows? I look like Groucho Marx.
Who?
Remember Groucho Marx? The guy with the big eyebrows? The funny guy?
Yeah, I do.
That's what I look like.
And that dude from Sesame Street, the vampire guy.
Oh, that's what I look like?
The brow. Man.
But it's so much better than having to fill them in and do them. And she did such a good job. She also did, because I have not been wearing my eyelashes. And as my eyelashes have been growing in, they've been growing in like straight. And she did a lift and a tint to my eyelashes too. So I didn't even have to curl my eyelashes with the curler. She did a really good job. I'm going to put her Instagram up on the screen if you guys want to book. If you're in the Bay Area, she's in Los Gatos. She's excellent. Her specialty is brows. She's very, very good at like brow shaping. She just has the eye for it. And but the lashes I loved as well. So you guys can check her out or follow her on Instagram. She's really good.
That's cool. When you really love something, you truly hone your skill. When you don't love something, you're not passionate about it, you're just not going to be as good at it, you know?
No, I can spot talent in things, or like I have this intuition. I'm like, this is your calling. Like she's an esthetician, so she does it all. But I'm like, you're going to be a brow girl. You're going to be known for your brows, because she's, fairly new to the game, but you can just tell she has the eye for it.
Yeah.
And so I've been kind of like telling her, you got to build up your social media and all of that, because
market yourself.
It's your personal brand. You can go anywhere. Your clients will follow you everywhere.
100%.
So, and she's young. So I'm like, this is how you build your personal brand.
Look at Auntie Janine giving the game the sauce.
Well, because in this day and age, like a service business where you're talented in a particular service, that's really going to get you far.
Oh,
because you can't get replaced.
Sky's the limit.
Right.
I mean, you get the right clientele out there with dinero, they'll fly you out.
Yeah, so it's cool for me. I used to drive to L.A. 2 different times in my life. I've driven to L.A. multiple times to get my brows done. I used to get them done in Beverly Hills for a wax, $1 billion brow. And then I got my microblading done in the Valley in like Los Angeles area. And I went there several times, which was a 5-hour drive for me back then. So yeah, you travel for your services. I would, and so I'm excited because every time I come here to do the podcast or whatever, I'll have her give me my lash lift and my brow lamy, and it's more relaxing. And I did the dermaplaning. If you haven't tried the dermaplaning, you guys, oh my God, it's where they shave all the dead skin and peach fuzz off your face. It's so relaxing. It was so nice. But anyways, you guys got to check her out.
Nice. Anything for the men?
Oh, they do all kinds of things.
Oh, they do?
You can go in there and she can wax your nose hairs.
My nose hairs?
Yeah, she just sticks it in there
with
a thing and rip them all out.
There you go, fellas. Wax your nose hairs. Don't be having a forest coming out of your nose. A lot of dudes be growing forests out of their nose and their ears.
No, I was going to say that the ears. I cannot handle.
Gross. Nope.
If I see a man with hairy ears, like really, you can't take a moment to clean the hair out of your ears.
It's gross.
It's disgusting. Take care of that.
That's gross. Yeah, I'm a master with the tweezers.
Like a forest coming out of your ears.
Yeah.
Do they not know that it's there, or they just don't care?
I just think they don't care. They're just so like, I'm a man, bro. And I guess it's just the way it is. Like, no, it ain't, bro. It's disgusting. Sorry, from a fellow man. Doesn't not look good. I'm gonna tell you something. If most women, I'm pretty sure most women don't think it looks good either.
Yeah. I'm
some
a
guys,
no-go.
some men are just not like, they're not like you ladies on top of your. I'm a man grooming fool. I'm on top of my
Yeah.
game. Everything.
Yeah.
That's just me. I don't have hairy chest, hairy back, hairy arms. When I get mad at you, when I start seeing a forest on my back.
Yeah, he gets mad at me. I'm failing him in some
like you're
regard.
supposed to let me know, baby, some hair back there.
Mind
get
you,
the clippers and
the man is covered in tattoos, so you can't see it. Sometimes the fighter guys grow a beard. That's the only time I can see their back hair is when one of the guys back there grows a beard.
Yeah, that's a no for me. It's got to go.
Anyway, so have you heard of this new thing that's the new craze is like people saying they have a cortisol face, or there's coaches for people with
cortisol coach? Yeah, I've heard
cortisol coaches.
I heard it really from you, nothing else. I'm not really on TikTok, but you've mentioned it. I'm like, of course there is. Of course there's a cortisol fake AK snake oil salesman on there. Always.
Okay, so let's talk about cortisol. I think so many people kind of vilify cortisol and think it's just a bad thing.
Yep.
Cortisol is necessary. We wouldn't be able to respond to dangers or anything without cortisol, without a stress response. It's a stress response in the body, good stress and bad stress. And we need it. Our cortisol naturally elevates in the morning. It's part of our circadian rhythm.
Yep.
It naturally falls at night so that we can get into a deep, restful sleep. And so those rhythms are necessary, right? Does it, could it be chronically high or chronically low? And could both of those things cause a problem? Yes, they can. But cortisol face specifically, chronically elevated cortisol is actually a disease. It's called Cushing's disease.
I've heard of Cushing's.
So I feel like people on TikTok think they're like doctors or something.
They do.
I want to speak directly to the woman who is tired of doing this alone. If you are over 40 and you feel like your body has changed, your metabolism feels slower, your hormones are unpredictable, and you have tried program after program with short-term results, Esco Elite one-on-one coaching is for you. This is not another challenge. This is not a cookie-cutter meal plan. Inside Esco Elite, you work directly with me. We build your calories correctly. We structure your macros. We program progressive overload training. We troubleshoot your hormones, digestion, stress, and lifestyle. This is high-touch, hands-on coaching designed specifically for midlife women who are serious about changing their body and keeping it. If you are ready for real structure, real accountability, and real results, book a consultation call at the QR code on the screen. Let's stop guessing and start building your strongest midlife body.
Social media in general.
Yeah. And Cushing's disease, it's a chronic condition, and it's either caused sometimes, I think, by a tumor, maybe on the pituitary gland. I could be wrong, but it's a tumor, or steroids can give you Cushing's, chronically elevated cortisol. Basically, that's what that is, and you get a real hard belly.
Yeah.
But cortisol face is like not that common from a disease. It's a rare disease. It's not rare, but it's not common. And so everyone that thinks, oh, like I have cortisol face, or they'll diagnose people on Instagram. Like they'll be trying to look for clients. And so they'll reach out and say like, oh, I've been looking at your videos. It looks like you have like, cortisol face. Like you need a cortisol coach.
I want to go blast these people. That's what I want to do. I wish I could find them. Like, don't fall for the snake oil salesman. They're phony baloney. They have no background, probably no credentials, no training, nothing. They just made something up. They probably went on ChatGPT and came up with a script.
Yeah, and I don't know if so the cortisol coaching is like, it's kind of like selling them a bill of goods that they need this cortisol coaching to regulate their levels and to elevate it when it needs to be elevated, but to bring it down when it needs to come down and whatnot. Let me tell you what actually does that. Like, for one, your body handles its own regulation on its own if you're a healthy person. And then stress management and lifestyle modification. You don't need someone specific. You don't need, that's like saying, oh, I need a testosterone coach or an estrogen coach. You don't need a cortisol coach. You don't need a coach for like one particular hormone.
I'm going to look it up later, but I wonder if there is a course that these people study, like there's a certification in this, or they just made up a title and call themselves a cortisol coach.
Now, cortisol, when it is chronically elevated, it does affect fat distribution on the body. So if you gain weight, but if you're eating in a calorie surplus, you still have to eat in the calorie surplus. But while your cortisol is chronically elevated because of lifestyle factors, stress, or if you have the disease, right? Then yes, it's going to impact where fat is distributed on your body, visceral in the abdomen. That's why they get that hard belly. Also the face. There is something called a moon face that with chronically elevated cortisol levels, you get it's the certain fat pockets, the way your fat distribution is on your face. Also, like a fat pocket can form like on your behind your neck.
Oh.
Like kind of a fat. When I think back, I think my mom had chronically elevated cortisol. And it makes sense.
My mom had that fat pocket too. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, it's like
you see it on people. Yeah, it's like a hump.
Yeah, and when I
right where this bone is at right here.
Yep.
Right there.
Yep.
You see it.
Yep. And my mom could have been looked at as a moon face, I would say. And she did have a lot of belly fat. But one of the biggest reasons for chronically elevated cortisol is poor sleep. Poor sleep. And my mom 30 years, she worked nights. The woman lived on sleep in 2-hour intervals. She never slept like more than 2 hours at a time. Even after she retired, she never regulated her circadian rhythm. So that absolutely in her case, right? But does she need like products or cortisol coach to help with that? No, she needs to fix her sleep. It's like you don't need a coach to help you with that. You know, it's gimmicky.
Yeah. Yeah. First, are you drinking a lot of alcohol? Yes, I am, Mike. Well, let's start there. Number one, how's your sleep? Oh, it's broken, you know, in and out. Let's fix that.
Right.
Are you hydrated? No, I don't really drink a lot. Let's fix that.
Yeah. But it's
little
like,
by little, steps.
It's wellness and it's fitness coaching. It's all under the same umbrella.
Same thing we do. That's basically what we do.
Right.
We don't call ourselves cortisol coaches, but we have to identify what is causing your cortisol. Why is it so high? Why is it elevated?
Right.
We have to dissect it.
Did you know that if you have 2 to 3 drinks on the weekend, it'll take you 5 days. Your baseline cortisol levels will be elevated for a period of 5 days. So by the time you get to the next weekend, you're just barely recovering from that elevated cortisol, and then you drink again. So it's kind of like, but here's the thing, and this is what bothers me about the space in like cortisol coffees and cortisol cocktails and cortisol supplements and all of that, is that people don't really care about their cortisol. They are thinking that, oh, this is why I'm overweight. They want to like attach to why they have a weight problem.
Yep.
And attach it to it's because I have chronically elevated cortisol. But what came first, the chicken or the egg? The poor lifestyle choices led to the high cortisol, not the high cortisol led to your weight gain. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. I know what you mean.
Poor sleep, drinking alcohol, overeating.
I was going to say overeating. All roads lead to nutrition. I can't stress that enough.
Not working out, because all of the things that will give you a healthy cortisol balance is having a good sleep routine, sleeping throughout the night, having a good morning routine, getting sunshine in your face first thing in the morning, exercise, eating proper nutrients, fueling your body properly. All of that is going to contribute to healthy cortisol levels, right? And then obviously managing stress in your life. Like I think we've talked about it before, like, you know, you have to manage, like you have to know when your body is under more stress, and then you have to make a concerted effort to bring that stress level back down. You can't compound it because it won't recover. So it's like you have to do that. You have to take control over that. But I think people think like, oh, I'm overweight because I have cortisol. It's kind of like, I hate the buzzword inflammation is another one too.
Oh,
everyone wants to blame inflammation. Oh, I have lots of inflammation. Then you need to go to the doctor.
Well, no shit. Look at your lifestyle, what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You're causing that inflammation.
But I mean, if people think they have inflammation and that's why they're not losing weight, they'd be like, oh, it's because I have inflammation. No, it's because you overeat. And then your overeating is causing the inflammation. It's not the inflammation that's causing you to be overweight.
No.
It's the chicken or the egg thing, but they're wanting to blame the wrong thing. That's
they don't want to hear
cause.
it, but they're eating like assholes. That's the honest truth.
Yeah.
I ate like an asshole. And thinking about like going back to that hump on your back, I had that. Remember?
You did have it.
I had that. What did I do back then? I drank a lot.
Yep.
And I ate like an asshole.
And you didn't
overate.
sleep good.
And I was overweight. And I didn't sleep good. I had that.
Yeah.
I touched my, like, oh, I don't have that anymore. It's my
did have
bone. I'm
it.
lean. My body fat's low. I'm lean. So I got rid of it. But that's why you guys have that.
Yeah.
Weight.
Yeah, and it's kind of like once you become really in tune with how your body, when you clean up your lifestyle, you just like clean up so many of those things, you become so in tune with how you feel that the littlest thing you're like, something's off. Something I ate, not good. You can pinpoint it much faster because you don't have potentially hundreds of contributing factors that could be it, right?
No.
So if you clean up your lifestyle, it becomes very easy to pinpoint. Like I know immediately if I eat something that I don't agree with because I don't get bloated after I eat. I don't get bad gas after I eat. I don't have any kind of reaction. I don't have to unbutton my pants. So if I do, I'm like, there was definitely something in that food that didn't agree with me. It's a particular oil or something that didn't agree with me. and that becomes, you become sensitive. So you become sensitive to the cortisol hormone too. You become really sensitive when it is elevated when it shouldn't be. Like, you want it to be elevated when it should be. You know, when you're all fired up for your workout or whatever, like, you got a healthy amount of cortisol flowing. Cortisol, it releases for good and bad situations, right? But if it's chronically already elevated from stress and poor sleep and bad things, even exercise can be a problem, because I'm entering my workout with, it's already elevated. The workout's going to elevate it further, and then it's going to take that much more time to bring it back down. Then it's going to contribute to another night of poor sleep because my cortisol was elevated, and it snowballs.
Yeah.
But there's no magic supplements. People, can we just kind of like put the blanket on supplements first? We talked about this in the car recently, but people they want to do supplements first before fixing the lifestyle. And it should be the other way around.
Yeah, you got to fix the lifestyle first before you decide to do anything.
Yeah.
Especially in this era of like peptides. Everybody's peptides. No. You're not ready for that yet.
Yeah.
You're not there yet.
Yeah.
You're not a well-oiled machine or race car yet. You're not there yet.
Yeah, so it's because there is a supplement that there's some good studies on it that do help calm people and help bring cortisol levels down. It's called ashwagandha.
Yep.
But that's not going to fix it if you're ignoring the lifestyle factors that are causing the issue.
Yeah.
The ashwagandha is not going to fix it. You're not going to you sleep 4 hours and then take ashwagandha and think you're good.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
You know,
the body needs recovery, period. You cannot trick the body, cheat the body. It needs recovery. It's smarter than you are.
I mean, and the wellness industry cashes in on this whole cortisol culture because
I know they
people think if they get their cortisol levels under control, they're going to drop weight. All roads lead to people will do whatever they need to do that's gimmicky in order to drop weight, except for the actual things that they need to do in order to drop weight.
They don't want to do the basics. That's why.
Yeah,
they want
it's effort.
They want to like, ooh, I could take the back road.
Yeah,
I could take the back door.
Yeah,
I could cheat the game. Sorry, it's not going to work. That's why they don't sustain it.
Yeah.
You have to live and embrace this lifestyle. One of our clients said the other day, she goes, oh my God, I can't believe like I'm actually living in this lifestyle. Like I'm doing the things I need to, like I'm embracing it.
Right.
Like it's not just like it's a chore. Like, oh, I got to track macros. It's a chore. I got to go to the gym. It's a chore to get to my goals. No, it actually becomes a part of you. You just do it on autopilot.
It's an identity thing.
It's an identity. You got to become that person before you are that person. Do you really want to be that person? If the answer is yes, well, you got to do the work. If you're not willing to do the work and take shortcuts, you'll never be that person. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah,
Never.
so it's like, don't hang your hat on trying to pinpoint one particular thing that's the cause of all your problems. You know, like, oh, it's cortisol. Oh, it's inflammation. Oh, it's menopause.
I was going to say that's another one right there, menopause.
You know, and yes, it does change things. It does affect the way your body responds. Even you're more likely to have issues with elevated cortisol in menopause because when your estrogen drops, it changes the way your body responds to stress. You become less tolerant and your cortisol elevates more easily. And this all contributes, yes, to potentially more rapid weight gain and things like that. So you are not imagining that for sure. But it doesn't change the fact that there is not some special cocktail or a coach that specializes in cortisol that's going to fix the problem besides like the basic lifestyle modifications. The best thing you can do for yourself is nail down the basics and then see what's suffering once the basics are nailed down. You know, once you're trying to adopt like, okay, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to work on my sleep, I'm going to hydrate, I'm going to, make sure I'm not eating like an asshole. And then once I kind of get all those things, I'm kind of doing all those things pretty consistently. Which one is kind of falling? Which one am I struggling with the most? That's what I'm going to focus on because what you focus on improves. So if it is sleep, if you're kind of trying to do all these things and sleep is sticking out like, still don't have my sleep, then I would focus on sleep because it trickles down into all the other things. Do you agree?
100%. Number one. Everybody always looks that one.
They overlook it.
Always overlook that one.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of something like, before I ever got on like TRT or peptides, what was the one thing I did to transform myself?
Get up early?
No, what was the first thing that I did? What did I
Oh,
fix?
macros.
There you go.
Macros,
Number
100%.
And I transformed.
You focused on that first.
That's what I did first.
Yeah.
And I got peeled, like ripped. I got down to 165, just chopped.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too lean, but I got really ripped.
Because
Before
you
I
were
touched
like,
anything.
you couldn't believe that it was working so well. You just wanted to keep going to see how far you could go.
Yeah. So before I did anything, I got my nutrition dialed in. And that's where you guys got to get dialed in, number one. Of course, sleep, though, is at the top. You do have to have good sleep.
Well, because here's the thing. If you have poor sleep, your cortisol will be elevated. So it'll kind of like you start out above baseline already. So if you have poor sleep, cortisol elevated. When cortisol elevated, by the way, you get cravings. That's why you gain weight, because you end up eating more. You get cravings because your carbohydrates naturally reduces cortisol. So the craving is your body's way of saying, hey, cortisol's high, go eat some carbs so we can kind of bring this back down. It wants to bring that lever back down. But then, of course, that's a vicious cycle, right? Because then you're gonna eat bad things, and then what's gonna happen? Then your insulin's gonna spike, and then you're just like, your hormones are just all out of whack. So when people say like, my hormones are out of whack, yeah, you're not wrong, but the fix is not what you think it is. There's no quick fix for it. The fix is still the basics.
The basics. You know what's crazy? I think about this a lot. It's like you're a well-oiled machine. You know your body real good now. You're dialed in. I know my body real good. I think 90% of people do not know their body. They think they know their body. They're living in it. They wake up and they breathe the air to eat. They really don't know their body. They don't know what it takes. They think they do, but they really don't. They can't identify what it is that's causing them bloat or why do I feel this way, because you're not doing the basics. You don't know your body yet. You need to learn how to operate this machine.
Yeah.
We don't get like when we're born, like here's a manual how to operate the body. We just know we have to eat, and we know that the stomach does what it needs to do. Your body distributes the nutrients. You don't do none of that. It's autopilot. But you still don't really know how to operate this machine.
Why? Because you have to figure it out. You have to make an effort to figure it out.
Yes.
Do you notice that like the iPhone comes now these days all just in a box all by itself? There's no instruction book. There's nothing. But guess what? People will fiddle with it. They figure it out. They figure out how to use it. They figure out the features.
Set it up. Yep.
I wish people would put more effort into their bodies like that.
Yes. Facts.
Because
that's what I was trying to get at right there.
Because I'll have people who will be like, oh, I always get bloated. You know, it's like, oh, I try to eat a lot of protein, but it makes me bloated, so I'm just not going to do that anymore. Well, why don't you try to pinpoint why it's making you bloated?
Exactly.
Why don't you have you tried taking digestive enzymes with the protein? No. Well, why not? Oh, it's just too much work. It's too many pills, and it's like they don't want to fix problems. Do you know what I mean? They just want to have problems.
Yeah,
some people want to
complain.
be the collector of problems.
That's it. And complain.
I try to figure that out really quickly with potential clients. Is like, because they're usually pretty open about sharing all of their problems and issues with me, but then they're not really open to solutions. So I try to figure out real quickly, are you someone that just likes to collect problems, or are you someone that has problems that wants some solutions to those problems? Because I have the solutions, but you know, many people just want to collect problems, and that's their hobby.
That's so true.
You know?
Is we have all this people collection of information. They want all the free guides.
Yeah.
Free guides. You ain't gonna do nothing with it. Let's be honest. You gotta do nothing with it because it's free. It has no value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So people just collect of everything. That's all they do is collect. If there was a junk box in your house, you probably have boxes full of just junk of nothing.
Collectors
of
problems, collectors of free stuff, but they're not action takers.
Exactly.
Or again, in the case of like the puffy cortisol face, there is just this need or want to pin their issues with not being able to reach where they want to go on something particular, because then they feel absolved of the fault.
Bingo.
Of the blame.
Yes.
See, it's not me.
No.
It's my cortisol face.
And they all go with each other online, a group of them. They'll wave the pom-poms for each other like, oh, it's not just me. Oh, you too, girl. Boom, boom, boom.
But it is dangerous to do that, I have to say, because there are conditions that you need to be real in tune with your health, because there are conditions, sure, you might want to find out, do you have chronically elevated Cushing's disease, or do you have a thyroid issue? Thyroid can cause issues too, that with that as well. I think that hump, can come from thyroid issues, or you can get like, you could actually see an enlarged thyroid sometimes in people when they're swallowing or whatever. But don't use TikTok as the diagnosis for that.
or Instagram. Never.
Don't think that there is going to be the reason for why you're overweight or whatever. Don't try to look for like one particular reason, because chances are it's many. And if you don't have your lifestyle locked in yet, then you don't really know what it is. Because if you lock in on like living a healthy lifestyle and then you still have issues, that's when you dig into that particular issue. You kind of do what you know needs to be done regardless. And then you go, okay, well, now that I've done this, I'm still struggling with sleep. So I need to dive into that. I'm still struggling with, whatever it may be, waking up in the middle of the night or whatever your symptom is. Then you dive deeper into that. But don't skip doing the basics.
Process of elimination, you say?
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, you guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you on the next one.
See you.